It's just
All
a
right.
test to make sure the shit is recording now.
And also that I'm
Um,
not clicking right when it records.
that's true. Actually, I'm glad we're doing this. This is a J Dilla hoodie, by the way, not an official one.
Oh, that's dope though. I like your other one that you wore the other day. It was like dead ass with like the New York
With the
Yankees.
Yankee.
That shit was dope. I looked at that. I was like, because first I'm like, yo, Brian wouldn't wear like a Yankees. He's a Mets fan. And then I saw a big Timberland boot. And then I saw dead ass. And I was like, that shit's dope. I love that.
I'm such a New Yorker. As such a hip hop. I have a Ghostface Killer one in there, with
Yeah.
the Iron Man cover, but
Right.
they're like actually like I gotta
Yo,
wear it.
you know what we just did earlier today?
Yeah.
Earlier today, you wore the Jay Dilla sweatshirt, and I wore a Nipsey Hussle Crenshaw one, and we didn't even know.
Oh shit! Really? Should I
Yeah,
change it then? If you're wearing something different, and shouldn't I be wearing something different or no?
it doesn't matter. Like, no one's gonna be like, Brian's wearing the same sweater. This is outlandish. Like, fuck this. Whatever, you know what I mean? Look at this guy. He's just wearing the same fucking sweater. I'm not gonna listen to this show. No one's gonna say that. Boxing fans are not gonna care.
Honestly, this should be the intro to the episode. Um,
Yeah, we'll recreate it after. We'll
no,
recreate.
no, no. Right here, I'm gonna just be like, yo, like, subscribe, follow, just in case we end up using this. Like, subscribe, follow, at the Mandatory TKO on social media, and subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to build a base, so we might actually follow you back if you follow. So be sure to do that. Here's Arnold Barboza Jr.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Mandatory. We got a very special guest today. Now, I'm going to give you a hint of who it is. He's 28-0, undefeated. And if you looked in the dictionary and you looked at domination, you would see him versus Jose Pedraza. I'm talking about none other than Arnold Barboza Jr. Arnold, thank you so much for joining us today. We're hella hyped to have you, and we appreciate you being on.
What overall got you into boxing is obviously like something that I think people will be interested in knowing. And your journey's been very interesting because you're undefeated, and I feel like you're at the point in your career now where, yeah, you want to fight for a title already, and you're chasing guys down, and you're trying to get people to fight you. But what overall, like, how did this process get started? When did you start taking it seriously, and when did you start having the ideas of, hey, like, I could actually become a professional and get really, really good at this?
Man, to be honest, I started boxing because I sucked at soccer. I horrible. My dad was a really good soccer player, but he put me in, and I remember like I couldn't even hit the ball, and I found my head and I started crying. I was like 5 years old, and then Travis fight or something, and then I told my dad because my dad was a pro kickboxer, so he was already kind of going to the gym. Do that, and he's like, man, they hit you, hit you in the head, you're gonna face, you're gonna cry, like, and then I stuck with it. But to be honest, I just went pro because I said, you know what, man, I did it for so many years. I should not go pro and say I didn't do it. Like, what if, I'm working in this warehouse and, and I'm big and, I'm like, oh, well, I was a good amateur fighter and, I could have did something, but I just didn't do it. I'd be that person, So I just decided to go pro, man. I went pro, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just do this. And then I said a few fights, and then I won like 3, and I was like, all right, I just haven't lost. And then I took it real serious, after I beat Mike Reed. I believe it was like my 18th fight, because he had just fought Unitas. So I was like, man, like I can be someone, of his caliber. He was like 20. I think I can do this. So I started training really hard. My training just changed dramatically, and it seems like everybody they put in front of me, there's been some doubts, like, oh, this guy's gonna fight. I've improved every fight. There's not one fight that you can say like, oh man, it was a close fight. He could have lost that one. Like I've won every fight. I don't think I've lost on a scorecard before.
Now, arguably, you could say that you are one of the best 140 pounders in the division, top 5, top 3, however you want to slice it. But do you feel that you don't get enough credit for the work you've done?
I'm going through that right now again. Like every time, I feel like I have to prove myself. I like, I'm just not given the opportunity, and it because after a victory, sometimes you can be like, oh man, this is time, and then it's like reality hits again, and the politics of boxing get in. So Josh Taylor had the belts for a long time. We were all in the line. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think the fighting should speak for itself a lot. I think I earned an opportunity. So man, hopefully it happens. In the next.
Now you mentioned some fighters, of course, but a couple of guys that I know you've kind of had your eyes on. One of them being Teofimo Lopez Jr. Do you think that fight will get made, and what's been the holdup with that?
Man, done with him. Like I don't care about that cat no more, man. That dude is just like something like his dad keeps bringing my name up. It's not really him so much that I don't like. And like I always say, the father, the son has to pay for the sins of the father. You know what I mean? So it's kind of for Teo, but I don't think that fight's gonna happen. I know they offered him the fight so many times. I think it was like 4 times they tried to get him, force him to take the fight. He didn't want to take it. I think he had like something where he can choose another guy. So Pedraza got sick. I said it for a long time that I didn't see that he was wild, and he just, now everyone's starting to see it, and now they're trying to like, okay, yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. I hope it does. I still hope he wins his next fight with Taylor, and I hope he wins the bout. I'm ranked number 2 in the WBO now. I have to wait it out to fight him next. I'm down for that.
So in the instances that the fight was almost made, how did those exactly, I guess, fall through? Like, was it just all on his end each time?
All on his end. Like I told my manager, I told him, hey bro, like whatever they want to do, like wherever they want to fight, just make it happen. Like we'll go. Like I told him, like we'll go in his living room. His mom could be the judge, his dad could be there. Like just make the fucking fight, And it shit didn't happen. And I was like, man, like I'm done. Like like. And crazy thing, man. Crazy thing, that I'm nobody knows. So my last fight, right? This past one, Pedraza. Right, I was eating lunch before the fight, and we're walking back to the hotel. Cat is just following us, right? And he's like, "Hey, Barboza," he goes, "Don't get mad, bro. Don't get mad." But someone wants. All right, cool. So I got the phone, and it was Teo, bro, on the FaceTime. And I was like, I was like, hold on, bro. The camera's turned wrong. Let me turn it to my face, So I turned to my face, and he's like, he came out very respectful. He was like, hey man, do your thing, do it, man. Like if you show me some respect, I'm gonna show you some respect. You know what I mean? It's just like I said, it's his pops that really. But I just told him, I was like, I wasn't in the mood for him either. I was like, all right, man, thank you, appreciate it. All right, but to me it was kind of crazy. I was like, man, like what's going on? Why like I'm obviously on his mind. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's just like the best in this fight, man. Like I said, not really nothing against him. It's his pops, but I still wouldn't put my hands on him.
So to be clear, Teofimo FaceTimed you out of nowhere.
He was, whoever that dude was, he had like a buddy there or something, and the dude like he caught us walking back to the hotel, and he's like, hey, I have someone wants to talk to you. Don't get mad, And I was like, all right. And it was him. So I was tripping out. I was like, man, my dad was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, that's random. What I'm saying?
I don't want to hear "don't get mad" before I hop on the phone with somebody who might get me mad.
I was like, bro, this dude's about to get beat up before, like, I'm about to get hurt right now, bro. Like, I might not even fight Pedraza right now. You know what I mean? So it was crazy.
Yeah. No, for sure. We obviously, you mentioned Teofimo Lopez's dad and how he's been mostly doing most of the talking instead of Teofimo Lopez Jr. When it's that type of back and forth, I've noticed you've kind of stayed calm throughout that process. Like, does that ever kind of get to you? And like, how do you kind of handle those type of situations, especially when Teo Senior is kind of coming at you?
No, yeah, I'm a type of person where I'm not a big social media person, so I'm not really on it a lot. I do have someone that run me, but it got to the point, when he I messaged him directly, like I sent him a DM on Instagram, because I'm not with the with the, what is it called? Like I don't like all that attention, And
you're not with the shits.
Not with that fucking
only in the ring.
Yeah. So I messaged him directly, and I said, hey man, like keep my name out your mouth. If you want to have this fight, let's do this fight. Like don't call me no tuna, bro. Have some respect, and respect, that I've started, like I didn't have this hype, behind me. I came from Unimas, like social media wasn't even that big yet, So I just I caught him on a podcast, and we shared some words. And oh yeah, this Josh Taylor fight's getting made, everyone said we're scared of Barboza, but what was this? I'm like, bro, like, congrats on your fight. Focus on that, man. Like, you ain't got to worry about me right now. You got to, and that's the shit that gets me mad, and I'm like, I stay quiet, but, I think I'm gonna fucking see you. I told his dad, and it might not be me. It might be my dad. They might see him. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, I'll feel like we'll be beating up a handicap or something. But I don't need, they need to learn some more respect. And I think that maybe, because his father, doesn't know how to respect people himself.
If it's not him, if it's not Teofimo, because you've talked about him a lot, because we've asked you about him a lot, but if it's not him, who's the single 140 pounder that you would want to see the most in the ring this year? If you had, is it Regis Prograis? Is it Josh Taylor? Is it somebody else?
Well, I'm at the point where I want a title shot, so whoever has the belt, and I don't know, what's the whole situation and the purse splits and no one wanting to fight him because of the purse splits. I get it. We got to take care of our families, but if the promoter can make it happen without, like, I would want Regis first. He has that nice green belt. Josh Taylor's already. The next one, I know the IBF, it has two guys going back for it. A is Puello. I don't know who he's fighting. I think he's fighting Rolly or something like that. But man, I just want I want a big name like Jose Ramirez. I know he's fighting Coleman, so that would match up good. I know his style, my style. We have the same manager, and I know he can hopefully make it happen. So top 3, top 4. I know Sandro Martin's another good name. Just go down the list, man. Whoever doesn't have a belt and right next in line,
You're naming a lot of good ones. You're naming a lot of good ones for sure. Is there a preference though? Is there one that stylistically you feel like, oh, if I'm in this, maybe it's all of them, but if I get this one particular dude champion or not, like I'd beat his ass.
Yeah, I think all of them, but the guy that I would really, because he had a really good fight, man, and like fighting him would just bring me to that next level. I know that we would give a great fight. Yeah, I have nothing but respect for him, man. He's a great fighter, tough, strong. But if that fight can't happen, I think a Jose Ramirez will be a great fight.
Yes.
And I have nothing but respect for him as well. I know he has respect for me. I've talked to him a few times. That guys that have the styles to make great fights. And I can make exciting fights.
Yeah, you named a bunch of guys there. I would love to see you and Jose Ramirez actually get into the ring together because stylistically, that's a really, really good fight. But you named a bunch of guys in the 140-pound division. It's a stacked division. Bryan and I were having a debate not too long ago about like top 5. And your name, for me, you're definitely in there. But how would you kind of rank that 140-pound list if you had to? And where would you slot yourself?
Well, obviously, I feel like I'm the best one. If you go by, you have to go by. You have to give respect when respect is due, and you got to give Regis. You got to give the champions their respect. You got to give Regis Taylor. They have the belts. You got to give him, I guess, his respect because he is a champion. But I see me in the top. Regis Taylor, me. I see Ramirez right there too. I see I see what's that dude's name? I know Gary Anton Russell's coming up. I don't know if he's top 5, but I know he's there. The list is very strong. Then you got guys coming up. Haney coming up soon, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun.
Didn't mention Teofimo Lopez in your top 5 at the 140-pound division.
Oh, because he's not.
I just want to get that on record.
No, he's not, man. I don't see it, but we'll see what happens, man. With Taylor, I just hope he's a real 100% healthy Taylor. That's what I hope so. Yeah, I hope for. What I mean?
Do you have Taylor winning that fight then? In that case,
no. Well, it depends, because on Taylor's health, because I heard that he wasn't, really, if he's just looking for a way out for a payday, I think Teal beats him. I put money on Teal just based on Taylor's health. But if Taylor's 100% like he came out for Ramirez, I got Taylor. That's easy money.
You kind of mentioned something that kind of brings me to this thought that I had. You talked about how, no one was really giving you a shot up until that time where you got that chance to obviously go spar with a known name. Does that motivate you even more? Because even till this day, do you still feel like you might be the most underrated name at the 140-pound division?
I am the most underrated name in the 140-pound division. I just don't. I know the WBO, ranked me number 2 now, and WBC number 4. Like it's just, I am, and that's why I stay hungry. I stay more hungry than ever. Like I'm, Dad has to slow me down. He says I overwork myself sometimes, but it's just I get mad. I get angry. Because I feel like, man, like I deserve. Other fighters got a title shot position than I've been fighting, you know what I'm saying? And to me it's frustrating, but I'm humble, and I stay, I'm ready, and hungry, and that's what, and that's why I help these, and Abdullah, I was telling him a lot of stuff, that I went through. And it's like I'm the vet now, I'm like, damn, I felt like I was just fucking, fighting, sparring for money, now I'm like, damn, I'm spitting. So it's crazy, man. Time flies, and the hard work really got me to where I'm at. And I'm still gonna remain working hard. I think that I'm one of the most talented ones. So we'll see.
We're at the part of the show where we're gonna do the mandatory maze. So we're gonna give you some rapid fire questions, and you're just gonna give us your first thought. So Bryan, I'll let you go first.
Oh man.
I want to know, you just said like sometimes your opponent has a good song and you jam onto their song. What has there ever been a situation where that's happened, like that you can remember?
Yeah, the Mike Alvarado fight. We fought and the day before that was Nipsey Hussle's funeral. So Nipsey, so I was a huge Nipsey Hussle fan, and I know Mike is too. So I think we were gonna, but he came out to the Nipsey Hussle song, grinding on my life, and I was like, oh damn it. Because they put that one song for, we had to rush into the on, I guess, on TV or something.
Yeah.
So we had to rush in there. So we both came out to that same song. Damn, that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like I was jamming out to it too. I was like, all right, cool.
That kind of brings me to my actual original question that I wanted to ask you. Top 5 Cali rappers. I know you're born in Long Beach. You're from SoCal, yeah. So I want to know your top 5 Cali rappers of all time.
Man, of all time, I gotta go with, right now I'm really into G Perico. He's an amazing artist. I like Bozo. He walked me out. One of my fights. Man, who else? Let me see. King Lil G, he's good too. I like King Lil G, G Perico. What's his name? You guys are hitting me with making my brain think right now, man. But but yeah, those guys are Spotify real quick. Let me see. I like Young Drummer Boy. He's good too. So but yeah.
Okay, what's the funniest Bob Arum story that you're allowed to tell?
Allowed to tell, man. Man, I don't want to say the one I. But man, like I had the honor of meeting him after for the Zoria fight when I was in Vegas, and man, Bob he's just like you're like, I'm like, damn, and he like, it's crazy because like he knew. I was like, damn, you know what I mean, like because I met Bob before, but it wasn't like on a meeting level, it was like this, that, whatever, talk, keep going, doing your thing, whatever. So I was there, and do something big if you beat this guy and this and that, and then and then I'm the whole time I'm just like, damn, like is he tired, or what's going on with Bob? Or is he like been drinking some wine or something? So man, you know what, Bob Arum, man, a lot. He's done an amazing job in this sport, and hats off to him, man. I know he's still kicking, he's still going strong. I'll tell you that much.
If you had one legend from 140 pounds more or less, but if you had one legend that you could have shared the ring with, like in a fantasy matchup, like if you could pick one dude from the past that you would have fought or you would have liked to have shared the ring with, who would it be?
Oh, it'd be Chavez Sr. for sure, 100%. Just I think about it, just the fan base that he had, being in like in like huge arena, like fans against you because they all love him, like that would be badass, what I'm saying? And then the respect you would get after the fight, because of the type of fighter he was. Man, that would be a dream, that would be something that, that I would.
You think you'd win?
I don't know, bro. I think so. you see what I mean? These Puerto Ricans, man, they be trying to get me, bro.
Yeah, I see that. Don't worry, Arnold. I got you. I want to let Bryan play these games.
Yeah, get his ass, man.
So my final one for you is your top 3 favorite fighters of all time.
I like Chavez. I like Oscar De La Hoya in his prime, man. He was amazing. If I gotta go with the modern fighter right now, it's like a tie, man, between like Brud and Shakur, man. I like Shakur a lot. You know, I love that, man. He's amazing. How he's evolved, man. He's amazing.
My last one for you. What's the greatest misconception about Mexican fighters?
I don't know, man. Like, you know, I just think that I don't think that a lot of Mexicans get enough credit for, you know, like I think you think about a Mexican fighter, you think, oh, he's gonna brawler, you know, he's gonna, you know, but I think, you know, boxing is changing, and you know, I think, you know, athletic ability, you know, like a lot of people have a good athletic ability, you know, and I think that everyone's not off of, you know, everyone's a brawler, you know, but I don't know. I just think that it's just that, man. Like, you know, I think I take pride in, you know, boxing and brawling, you know, like the Pedraza fight, you know, in a minute. So I tried to do that, and it was pretty good. So man, I just think that it's
Now, before we let you go, you know, I saw that you got some merch coming out as well. Is there anything that you want to promote, and when can we possibly see you in the ring next, do you think?
You know, I got some merch, you know, the links in my bio. You know, we did some cool collab artists out here, Big Sleeps, and, you know, amazing artists, you know, and hopefully, you know, hopefully May, you know, for sure before August. You know, I'm this year 2 more fights. You know, I'm really really trying to lock in a big fight, man. You know, they can make it happen, you know, but you know, we'll see. You know, this boxing.
Yeah, politics for sure. But Arnold, we just want to say thank you so much for rocking with us. We really appreciate it. We hope if we can get you on sometime again. And, you know, whenever you do announce your next fight, we'll definitely be rooting for you because you're definitely one of the most underrated fighters in the game right now. So we appreciate your time. And thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Arnold. Appreciate it.